What's the winning culture you need to run or be on a really good real estate team? Well, I'm going to break that down through the lessons I've learned in real estate, doing things the right way and the wrong way. By the way, my name's Chad Leonberg, and I've helped agents hit six figures in real estate. And if you're interested in working with me, feel free to hit me up at the contact info below. All right, so there's really 5 key areas I'm going to break down in this video. And to be transparent, I have not always done this correctly. There's a lot of things I did wrong, and I think that's how I've learned how to do things right, at least when it comes to culture. So number one is authenticity. This is really big. If you follow me, if you listen to any of my stuff, I never shut up about authenticity. It's what I hope comes across in these videos, that I'm just being straight up to you, that it'd be the same thing as if you were a friend of mine just sitting here and we were having a chat. But you need authenticity in the culture. There's too many people just wearing a mask and just not being their true authentic self. So if you're not being who you are, it's going to show. I mean, this I really think is universal. This isn't just about the culture, but if we're going to talk about building a team, you cannot be wearing some mask and trying to be tricky. And, especially as a team leader, you have to be your authentic self. You have to model the behaviors you expect to see in the team members. If you are running the team, if you are a team leader, the team will only grow as much as you have grown personally. So you have to really invest in personal growth in yourself and then be authentic with that journey and share that with them to get them to win. But you need to win first, not escape. You don't need to constantly be escaping and having fun and going out and just hanging out on the weekends and just laying around and not doing the work. You have to, if you expect people to work, you have to be authentic and work yourself, so you model the behaviors you expect to see. So authenticity on that side, but then same thing on the team members. You have to be your authentic self. I've had team members that have come in and seem like they're legit and they want to do the work and stuff, but really they're actually really kind of lazy, and that's not what they want. And the problem is they wear this mask when they're in the meeting with me because they think, well, it's the team leader and blah, blah, blah. And whenever they go off on their own, they become their authentic self again, and it's not the person they need to be. So it just, honestly, it's cutting the BS. Just cut the BS and be you. Like that's the key, whether on the team leader or team member side. So authenticity, though, is universal, but it's one of the biggest things when building a team culture, a winning team culture. So number 2 is transparency, and you'll probably find a little bit of overlap with authenticity because I feel like they're kind of the same thing. But however, transparency, by sharing exactly what you're doing. I've had situations in the past where I had a success. Whether it's converting a lead or having a good appointment or something like that. And, I share like this big view, the macro view instead of the micro view. So, just the other day, there's at the time of this video, we're dealing with the transition into the NAR settlement. And I had a really good buyer presentation, and, it went really well, and I got the buyer to sign an agreement with us, and, everything is good. And they're aware that they might, that sellers may not pay commission in the future. We don't know how that'll shake out, at least at the time of this video, if you're watching later. So I didn't just, give some cookie cutter training, blah, blah, blah. I just said, look, this is the exact presentation I used. This is exactly what I said. A lot of times when we record it, but the key with that, though, is you have to narrate, why you said the things you said. If you are doing that. But, when I say transparency, I mean transparency by sharing exactly what you do as a team member. Like, this is exactly what I said. This is exactly how I said it, so that you can have a coachable moment. And then as a team leader, sharing exactly why you think the way you do and say the way you do, and why the pauses and the tonality. And maybe you have a whisper because it's a secret and you need to tell them why you do the things you do. So transparency, like going right in. And then on top of that, transparency in the model. I know there's a lot of teams out there that aren't super transparent about what's going on behind closed doors. I always share my exact P&L model, what we run. We run a 50-50 split, but it's a 20% profit margin, because we have 10% marketing, 10% staff, and 10% overhead expenses. So the team profit margin is 20%. I share that. I share that here on this video. It's public, right? Because transparency is key in working with A players and building A players. So transparency is a big one. The third is accountability. Accountability is the greatest form of love somebody can show you. We've all got the friends, we've all got people that will just cheer us on no matter what we do. And, that's good. I think it's really good to have people around you that support you. But I don't know about you, but my biggest impacts from people I know when people have pushed me, they didn't just, become my cheerleader no matter what I did, where they told me hey, you know what, dude, I think you're full of shit. I don't think that's you. Or you've got shiny object syndrome. You shouldn't focus on that. Or what's up with you today, man? You're not being yourself. Or, or I don't think you should go that that direction. I think you're better spent here. Maybe you should put the drink down. It's been too much. Those are typically the real ones. Those are the real ones. Those are the ones that impact your life and get you to move where you need to go. It's really telling you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. It's a really big deal. So accountability, I can't stress enough, and that's one of the biggest things. When you're building a team or joining a team, you need an environment of accountability, and accountability is not singular. It is mutual. I keep my team members accountable to the things they say they're going to do to get the result that they want, the process that gets them the outcome, but at the same time, they keep me accountable to the things I said I would provide and do to help them to get the things they want. And if I'm falling short, I need to know. And if they're falling short, they need to know. It's not like up here and down here roll. Accountability is mutual, not singular. So accountability is an absolute necessity, and it's probably the main reason you should join a team if you're not currently on one, because it's amazing what you can do when you're being held accountable to the things you're currently not doing. One of my favorite ones is fun. Like, it's gotta be fun, everything's gotta be fun. Like, I don't do anything unless I'm having fun doing it, So it's gotta be light, it's gotta be fun. We gotta be serious, but have a good time too, If we know work is a majority of our lives, so we might as well have fun doing it. And really, if real estate is a little bit contagious, it's, especially with the right environment. So it's gotta be fun. It's got to be fun, or you're going to have that burnout. You're not going to enjoy it. And fun doesn't just mean like, let's go have happy hours, by the way. Like, fun means like, let's laugh. Let's enjoy the process of learning. Let's make fun of our failures. I don't know if we're making fun of people, but you get what I'm saying. Let's just be light and be relaxed. I don't know. A lot of people are uptight, and I'm just chill about everything. So it's hard to explain this, but just be cool. But the last piece you need to build the winning team culture in real estate, or to join the right one, is integrity. Integrity is doing what you say you're going to do. Too many times do I see people that are stuck in such a negative feedback loop because, I'm going to get up and go to the gym, or I'm going to start the gym on the 1st, or I'm going to eat right, or I'm going to wake up early tomorrow, and they don't do the thing they set out to do. Now, possibly, maybe we just overcommit. Like, maybe we just overcommit. We commit to more than we can handle, and maybe we should just dial those commitments back a little bit so we can stack some wins. And that's another thing I'm a big believer of with a team, is making sure you set a goal that's out of reach, and it pushes them, but not too far out of reach that it's impossible in their current state. If you come into the gym, you're not going to be able to lift a 100-pound dumbbell. You're not going to be able to do that day one. But if you work up and do 30 and then 50 and then 70, you get the gist. I mean, maybe you won't go on those exact increments, but you get the point. So integrity, though, it's doing what you say you're going to do. So on the team member side, I've had many that say, we set a plan out. You need this many touches, you need this many contacts, you need to do these things. And it's where the accountability comes in. A lot of people do not stick to that plan. They do not do what they say they're going to do. Even when you agree that it's the right route, it's really hard to get people to do what they say they're going to do. So, we have to have that integrity where, you have that personal responsibility and commitment to, when I say I'm going to do the thing, I go do the thing. On the team leader side, on the agent side, it's a necessary ingredient of a winning culture. Of course, the accountability, though, is what happens when you actually inspect what you expect. So all in all, I'm definitely not perfect, but I have, really revisited the culture aspect, because it was one thing I never valued. I never really knew it was so important. I always thought they were words on a wall, because in reality, for a lot of people, they are hollow words on a wall. So hopefully I live my mission, my values, and my principles and everything that I do, because I cannot stand when they are hollow words. But these are the 5 main things that I think you need when joining or building kind of a team and having the right culture, or the winning culture. And this is coming from somebody who did not do a couple of these things kind of the first time around on the team. So I hope that's valuable. I hope that you resonate with some of these things. This is definitely where it gets into, the personal side of things, where this is really a makeup of who I am and what I want to see with the people we work with. But when I talk to high performing team leaders and high performing agents, and this seems to be the key ingredients in the culture of winning. So hope that was helpful to you. Hope it gave you a nugget that you didn't have. So please like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to give out more real estate tips for real estate agents, tech tips, stuff like that. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Share this video with somebody that could benefit from it, and we'll see you at the top.